didn't play. I had him. Charlie Taylor, clean sheet for Burnley, injured in the first half. I mean, thank God I had Dallas. Dallas has been a brilliant signing to got him in. Getting goals, clean sheet, been really good value asset to have. But yeah, it's I was looking at this game tonight. Obviously, Tottenham Fulham, that's now been postponed. As an interesting one for myself with Son, Kane. A few people in and around me.
Oh, you had both Son and Kane. I thought you only had Kane.
Yeah. No. I've kept on to them for quite a bit now. Obviously, they blanked in games, but with this fixture, I kind of felt that Kane. I was even considering captaining Kane. I know Fulham have improved a lot recently, but yeah, just as a kind of a bit of a differential captain, but I didn't. Salah. But yeah, it's just all, particularly with the double game week routine, and we don't really go on Man City's fixtures. It's all gone a bit nuts.
It has. There's an individual here, Ant A, saying one bloke in my mini league has triple City, Calvert-Lewin, triple Spurs, and a non-playing bench. I mean, you laugh, Ant A, but you're probably one of those few people that probably would be crying if it was your team. I mean, I'm not being funny, but this is what fascinates me about the world of fantasy football, Dan. It's that people are willing to gloat when they do really well. Lewis Kirkby. There are other people that have a really bad game week and they don't want to talk about it. Charlie. It's one of those, and when things like this happen, this particular game week where benches are, whether they're coming into play or they're not coming into play, people seem to come out of the woodwork or they hide, and I just find it ridiculous, to be honest with you, because like I said, we're all in the same boat and everything, and you have every right to complain, for example, like me in a members video I did earlier on, where it's all the stars seem to have lined where, Maguire actually gets a clean sheet, and West Ham actually get a clean sheet, but Balbuena didn't even get into the team. And every other player seems to have got a clean sheet. So as I always keep saying, my differentials just cancel each other out. And like you said, Dan, the reality is that you as an individual, Charlie Taylor, gets a clean sheet. He's subbed off after 9 minutes because he's done something to his flaming hamstring or something. You just can't make it up, can you? I mean, when I was seeing some of the injuries and even Che Adams last night coming off for Southampton, you just can't make it up, can you, Dan?
You can't legislate for that. I mean, as I say, at the end of the games last night, I thought to myself, West Ham. Okay, I wasn't expecting a clean sheet, so that to me was a bonus. And Balbuena played the last game, so I thought I had him coming off the bench for Cancelo, who obviously didn't play. And I was like, great. And then I was like, didn't play. Okay, that's just one person, and then Taylor as well. And I'm just like, come on, these players that aren't playing because the game's blown. Once again, there's nothing really there's nothing you can really do about that, but players that play, and then there's injuries, fixtures piling up. Obviously Sam Allardyce has come out today saying he wants to circuit break. It's more probably the fact that West Brom got smashed by Leeds 5-0, wants to regroup his team ahead. But yeah, it can be, it's just frustrating, but what can we do in these times, really?
I just want us on my head. Bilal, you're doing amazing in the score predictor. In fact, I believe you're top. Well, certainly the top three. I mean, Bilal, this is just incredible. And I'm not having a go at you and A specifically. It's just the comment that you're making here is something that I've read across Twitter a lot, which is just people mocking others. And I'm just like, and I do like Dread FPL's attitude, which is just, you've just got to embrace for what it is. It's just, like I say, you can have a genuine reason to have a moan up like myself, in my case, where, like I say, differentials actually start paying off, but they get cancelled out by the more popular players or whatever. Dan, do you want to go over, or shall we go over what's been happening? I mean, Vince is here, hello, lads. Caps Xian is saying, what's this? It took a -8. Triple Spurs also had Les Pate injured. Les Pate, the hell is that? Injured. Safal doesn't play. Diaz or DCL. Yeah, unfortunately, we're all in the same boat. And as Jason joked last night on the stream, we've got the FPL Cup that's started at the moment. We just had another. Super chat for Nasty Balls. Fook 2020 swear child deposit. Yeah. Hello, FPL 7764 3210 Oh, by the way, if anybody wants to do me a favour and retweet this that I sent out, and this is actually kind of semi-serious, Dan. Can you believe what I'm saying? So I put this out earlier on. So I was listening into the Out of Office podcast. Now, if you have no idea what that is, check it out. It's essentially, as it states, a podcast about The Office. In fact, here it is. I can put it up on the screen right this second. So there it is. And basically, they do these what called a superfan chats. Well, today I was listening into a podcast with a guy called James Orcott. And I was like really enjoying the content and really appreciating what he was saying, what his experiences are regarding it. And he said about the fact that he does a fantasy football show and who he is. And I was like, oh, him. He does the FPL FYI, and I've literally put out a tweet earlier on. Now, it's the classic thing, Dan. I don't know why my tweets don't just pop up on screen that I literally tweeted out about 2 hours ago. But the point being is that I tweeted this individual and said essentially, if you want to come live on air and talk to me and Dan about The Office, by all means, you jump on board. And I'd like to think, here we are. Right, here it is here. So if you want to go on to, if you're on Twitter and you're on Elite FPL, or even my own Twitter one, Elite FPL Stevo, go retweet that. Go retweet that, and we'll see if James Orcott will respond to this tweet, because it'd be absolutely fantastic if we could just get this going. As I just said here, if you fancy coming on Elite FPL, talking the Office extras and some FPL, let us know. So yeah. Am I liking the US Office more? No, I think it's getting worse and worse. In fact, just to sum up why I detest The Office America really, is because it's just so ridiculously over the top. There's a scene where Michael goes into the warehouse and goes on the truck thing, whatever it's flaming called, and smashes everything up. I'm just thinking, it's just too unrealistic. But we're not here to talk about The Office at the moment. We're here to talk about the games that have just happened, Dan, and they're up on screen at the moment. And I mean, Monday's games were just, well, they weren't rubbish, but they just didn't have the goals in. The Crystal Palace 1, Leicester 1, Chelsea 1, Aston Villa 1. Crystal Palace going 1-0 up, and then Leicester getting a late minute goal through, I believe it was Harvey Barnes, or was it Jamie Vardy? I forget who it was now. I'm sure you'll be able to tell me. But yeah, did Crystal Palace finally, after conceding 10 goals or whatever it was, coming back with a 1-1 draw? Did you watch the game? What did you think?
I mean, great goal from Zaha and good goal from Barnes as well. Obviously, that's 2-2 for Barnes now. He's scoring a few more this season. He's always been a player that gets into those right positions and then doesn't convert his chances. Conversion ratio was really poor last couple of seasons, but he's starting to, starting to be a bit more prolific now this season. But Iniacho missing the penalty, of course. Vardy not starting. Maddison not in the squad. So if you had Leicester City assets, quite a frustrating game in that sense, really. But a good point for Palace. I think they had a bit of a dressing down at half-time from Ray Lewington, apparently. But, Leicester assets, I didn't watch that. I watched the Chelsea-Villa game. That was quite a decent game. Obviously, the Chelsea
decent. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was absolutely gold. I thought that Chelsea, both teams were going at it. It's just a shame that Chelsea cannot put the ball in the back of the net. And Pulisic, thank God I didn't own him, because I'd be having a flaming heart attack. He had about 2 or 3 chances to really give Chelsea a comfortable lead, and he just failed miserably.
Yeah, I mean, Giroud starting. Hudson-Odoi, your favourite Chelsea player of all time, starting as well. Werner, quite a damning assessment from Lampard about his performance on
Well, it was sure, in fact, I'll give you a damning performance. He's a waste of space, absolutely hopeless. I've never seen a more pointless transfer in my life. He's useless.
Well, it's crazy because at the start of the season, it was just Werner was like the go-to player, and I don't want to sound like one of those people that like I told you so, but I did have little niggling doubts at the time because at the end of the day, he's got to adapt to the Premier League, Chelsea's style of play, team, lots of pressure, big price tag, go on. But yeah, he came on, didn't really do anything when he was on second half. I thought Villa played really well. I thought McGinn, obviously, he got the man of the match from Amazon Prime, of course. And McGinn hit the crossbar in the second half of that thunder shot. But yeah, Villa had a good, that they went for it, but they didn't go too stupid. And, they were kind of looking for the counter attack. El Ghazi, El Ghazi's been doing brilliant. I don't know anyone that's got El Ghazi in the team, but he's been returning a lot more than Grealish. And in the game against Burnley, I think it was the week before last, El Ghazi had had 8 shots on goal. And it's funny, I was just thinking to myself after that, there's the evidence for you, but to bring him in, it's like, I've got McGree, I've got Grealish, I've got Watkins, I've got Martin, I've got rid of Watkins since. But yeah, El Ghazi's doing really well. Kind of went a little bit under the radar. As for Chelsea, like you say, Pulisic having some opportunities. They're lacking a bit of confidence at the moment. They're kind of still talking about fatigue and players that aren't really flowing at the moment.
I'm sorry, Dan, it's not broken. There is something going on there which isn't working, because whenever I've watched Chelsea, specifically when they played against you lot, I don't think, have we spoke? Do you know what? I can't remember if I
don't know what day of the week it is, mate, to be honest with you. So I literally don't have a clue. So you'll have to remind me.
When they played against you lot, I think I spoke on the voice message with you, and I said, I'd like to speak to you on the stream about this. That game was all about Arsenal attacking a solid defence and a hopeless Chelsea attack trying to break through and a pretty poor Arsenal defence. It was almost like that magnetic thing of the just bouncing off each other, the negative and the positive, the positive and the positive, whatever flaming is. And if it wasn't for Reece James fouling, I think it was Tierney, wasn't it? That game would have ended 0-0. It was shocking. It was absolutely atrocious.
No, I don't think it would have ended 0-0 because we had a lot of pressure. We were, fullbacks were pushing on, causing to trouble. So
even Chelsea's solid defence, they're pretty commanding in that. I really do think that if Reece James hadn't made that mistake, I do think that they would have held on for a 0-0.
Nah, the goals were coming, mate. The goals were coming. It was our day that day. So all if buts and maybes really. But I mean, not Cresswell, Chilwell. I always get those two mixed up. Chilwell getting a lovely cross for Giroud's goal. They obviously did that link up away to Wolves. Had Cresswell in before. There was this talk that he was going to be injured. He was going to be playing against Arsenal. Took him out. Don't really regret that now. I know he obviously did get that assist, but could use those funds to other part of the team, really. I mean, Chelsea are in a bit of trouble now, really. Obviously, they were quite close near the top, and now they've dropped off a bit with results. But in terms of their actual assets, I mean, I don't know. I suppose you could still say the case for Zuma with his goals from corners this week, but
yeah.
But yeah, it's all, people trying to plan for double game week 19. We don't really know what's going to go on with the fixtures.
Well, Penguin,
Man City's games. It's all kind of a bit, I don't like to say this, up in the air, whether that's the right thing to say at the moment.
Yeah, FPL Penguins here saying, like, Arsenal are back, Dan. I mean, we'll come on to their game in a minute, but that Arsenal result, do you think it threw... In fact, let's just talk about it now. Do you think it threw confidence into this game that you played last night, or did you just think this game is shocking? I mean, you win 1-0. I mean, funny enough, the two players that I was genuinely thinking of bringing in, I did speak about on a members-only video. I was thinking of bringing in Saka and Lacazette. Well, they combined last night to score. Are they worth looking at, or is it just a case of, Steve-o, people are just deluded?
Well, I mean, as I say, if you look at these three fixtures, the Brighton game that's gone, we'll talk about it now, but West Brom, Newcastle, yeah, I mean, I was talking before about El Ghazi, and the evidence is there, 8 shots against Burnley, and the evidence of Saka's been. He did the lovely bit of play against Southampton for the equaliser. Not sure what's going on, interference back there. But Saka's, he's been playing well pretty much all season, getting into good positions. He's played well in a lot of games that we've actually lost. So now we've started to pick things up. Yeah, his form's getting even better. And he got the assist last night, driving run. He's one of those players in the team that will actually drive, take players on, and good delivery from crosses as well, the side. So, yeah, Saka could be, could be a nice little differential in there. I mean, in terms of the actual game itself, Brighton had the better. It wasn't a great game to watch. Brighton had the better of the first half, had a couple of shots. Leno, comfortable saves for Leno, but his position was good. And then it was just a bit slow once again in midfield. Elneny, Xhaka, it's all a bit, that's all very well playing those two against Chelsea. But when you've got to take a game to a team, it's not the right midfield to have. But second half, much better, came out. Martinelli had a chance, was set up by Smith Rowe. And then, the goal pretty much came as soon as Lacazette came on. So, I mean, Lacazette will be disappointed not start.
What do you reckon the reasoning is to why Lacazette didn't start? Because I was surprised not seeing his name on that team sheet.
It's just, it's a thing that I say on the streams all the time, Steve, is keeping the players happy, the big egos and the big earners happy. Really, that's the only logic I can see to it, because Lacazette scored against Chelsea, played really well, and then obviously dropped, and he won't be happy about that. I do still feel that Arteta has his favourites, and Aubameyang is certainly one of those, along with Bellerin. I'm going to say Willian as well. I hope Willian doesn't get anywhere near the team these next fixtures. So that could be the case. But Aubameyang didn't do much at all really in the game, and it was up to Lacazette to get in the right place at the right time and slot it in. So, I mean, I have to say, Pablo Mari, touch wood, is doing okay so far. He looks fairly solid. One goal conceded in 2 games. So, he's still, I think, he's never had a full run in the team, but he's solid enough without being spectacular. So, but going back to Saka, that could be certainly one to consider once we actually know what's going on with game week 18 and game week 19.
Do you agree with FPL 7764 that Martinelli is a difference maker for Arsenal? I don't know if you're aware of this or not. Some poor sod in the Discord, Joe Nicholson. I don't know why. I'm assuming it was for a bet. He triple captained Martinelli last night.
That's insane. But certainly, Martinelli. I love Martinelli. His tenacity, as I said the other day, his movement, his energy, does kind of remind me of Alexis a little bit, just with that, drop a shoulder, low centre of gravity, take a player on. I don't know how. I don't know how prolific he will be. He can be a provider as well. But he will get goals from time to time. But to triple captains, I don't know. Maybe the guy's been having a Christmas sherries carrying on the holiday tradition.
I'm sure one of our regulars in the Discord can explain, but I think that it was actually due to a joke. I think he made a bet, maybe. I don't know specifically what it was all about. But just one quick question from Penguin saying, Dan, realistically, where are you expecting Arsenal to finish this season?
In the Premier League.
Yeah, I'd like to think so, yeah.
That was a delayed reaction. No, well, I mean, I say being serious. Top 10, really. We've had a good last couple of results, been much improved, better performance. We've still got problems. It'd be interesting to see what we do in January. We linked with Isco today, but that's a lot of paper talk. But we've already got a player on loan from Real Madrid anyway, into Bios. I think you can loan another player from a foreign team, not from another English team. But January would be very interesting who we can get rid of. I mean, we've still got Socrates. I know everyone goes on about Ozil, but we've still got Socrates Burks as well. But yeah, realistically, you look at the teams in the sort of top 6. Everton doing really well this season. Leicester, obviously Spurs have slipped up a little bit, but they're still having a really good season. Man United now second, Liverpool. So I will just say 8th. My prediction. And we've really got to go all in. Yeah, we've got to go all in on the Europa League. We've been saying that. I feel like I just say the same thing every year, Steve. You go back to 2018, I'm saying the same thing. But yeah, go all in on Europa. That's going to be tough though with some of the. And it's ironic because of this Carabao Cup. I was going on about it, but let's say that we don't, get into the Europa. That would have been a route into the Europa through the qualifiers. So. Yeah, that was a bit of a blow. So, yeah, I'll say 8.
Hello, Vincent. Thank you for the sarcastic remarks. FPL Ranger, good afternoon.
Here we go.
Corey Langridge, retract your members thing. I will not be reading out that message. Who was this lad here? Who was this lad? Tanush Savardi. I don't recognise the name. Brand new around here. Hit that subscribe if you are brand new around here. Hit that subscribe button. And hit that like button if you're enjoying the fact that Arsenal are doing all right, or even the dislike button. I couldn't care less, to be honest with you, because this week's been an absolute disaster. We're all here to have a bit of a laugh and fun. But what other games did you watch last night? Because we'll move on to a joke with you, but it's true. Burnley 1, Barcelona, Sheffield United 0. Let me just explain this funny quip that I've just said there. Watching Burnley, for me, is the most frustrating experience of my life. Meaning that if a player wants to, a Burnley player, Ben Mee, wants to pass to, say, Westwood, and he's only 10 foot in front of him, he can't. Because for some strange reason, Ben Mee will slip over. He'll misplace the pass and give it to a Sheffield United player or whatever team we seem to be playing. Whenever we seem to just be like, do you know what, lads, let's just calm the game down. What happens? We can't be bothered to pass it around the pitch now. Why would we? No, we'll just kick it up long to Chris Wood so he can head it down to Ashley Barnes. He'll try and hold up the play, by which point, because our players are so far back in our own defensive box, there's no players to give the ball to. So then, in this case, Sheffield United just grab the ball of us and attack. They play around, playing triples, doubles, whatever you want to bloody call it, passing around. It takes the piss. It gets on my fucking nerves, to be honest with you. I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that we, Burnley, should be scoring 3, 4, 5 goals, but what I would like to see is us actually just to control a game for once. We can't seem to control a game for love nor money. We get a set-piece goal, and I mean, I said it was going to be 0-0. I thought it was going to be an absolute dire game. It was a dire game. We got a goal through Ben Mee, and I don't know if you saw any of the highlights or any of the game itself, but just, if you had Burnley defenders, well done. If not,
I did, and he got injured.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be interesting. I mean, how did Chris Wood play?
Rubbish. There's something, I don't know, there's something about him. He seems to be lacking confidence. I wouldn't be playing him anymore. I'd be playing Rodriguez and Ashley Barnes. Dyche will, I'm telling you now, he will, if he doesn't see Chris Wood putting in a performance, which he's working hard, but he's not, when it comes to being in front of the goal, just not prolific enough. And I think Dyche will get frustrated. And you know what? It wouldn't surprise me at the weekend against Fulham, I think we're doing. Let me just quickly... Is it Fulham we've got next year's, isn't it?
I remember, because that was the fixtures. I was like, right, okay, let's get some Burnley assets in. But I mean, in terms of the game, I saw the goal. It was just, as I say, it was classic Greece 2004. Get the clean sheet, get the goal from the set piece.
Slight difference though, Dan. Greece can actually play around a bit. They can actually.
I was just thinking, what would it be like if we could get a time machine and get the Greece 2014 versus Burnley? Yeah, Greece. I'm being a bit harsh on Greece because they won the tournament and they beat some bloody good teams to win it. So I say that with the most respect and admiration for that particular team. But no, genuinely, I'm not being sarcastic.
I'm not saying you are being sarcastic. I'm in agreement with you.
It's such a random tangent, but yeah, I mean, like you say, but I mean, you're being quite negative about Burnley. I mean, they've had some good results. Clean sheet against Villa, clean sheet against Arsenal, clean sheet against Sheffield United, getting the points on boards, beating Wolves. Excellent results for Burnley. I know they lost the game that we covered against Leeds. Chris Wood, we had a couple of half chances in the game that he didn't convert, but the end of the day, Steve-O, like, you look at Sheffield United on the other side of the foot, and they're doomed, really, aren't they?
Oh,
So
it's funny because when watching the game, I had Brewster, who's my sub / playing. I mean, I don't know what all the hype was about him, but my basic understanding from Planet FPL correspondent Tomo is that he wouldn't have fitted the system the Sheffield United player. It was a pointless transfer. I mean, what did they spend on him? 18 million, wasn't it?
Something like in that region. Yeah, it was a lot of money for Sheffield United's transfer budget, and
18 million down the drain.
It reminds me a bit of when Bournemouth were buying like Jordan Ibe and players like that from Liverpool. Just never really kicked on, and it seemed like a big sign at the time. And then like Solanke, I know Solanke's doing well in the Championship now, but in the Premier League side of things, he didn't do great. So when you're a team that, let's be honest, they're fighting relegation, you're looking to get players in, and you've either got the younger players that can't play for the bigger sort of teams, or you've got the experienced players that are kind of past their peak. It's kind of which do you go for, really?
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks to Vince Chapman, it's actually 25 million.
Ooh.
Which is still
that's crazy.
It's still 25 million more than what we've spent in the Premier League. It's pretty crazy. But I did see an individual say that. I apologise, I didn't see the name, but saying about apparently the deal for us being taken over is going to be finalised over the next couple of days. What do I think? Well, I'll say what I said at the time, which is just continue doing what we're doing. Just give Dyche money to spend. That's it. Don't mess up the training facilities. Still focus on the community, building the structure of the club. It's fine. Stick to that plan. Just give Dyche some money to spend in the transfer window. It's not going to be too difficult. Southampton, West Ham, West Brom, Leeds, Man United, Wolves, a combined total of 7 goals. 6 of them coming in that Leeds game. I mean, 5 of them. My apologies. It was 5. Was it 5-0? I'm trying to think. Yeah, 5-0, sorry. So a total of 6 goals across 3 games. 5 coming in the Leeds one. And I mean, while I was listening to Jason's stream, it was just goal after goal after goal. I mean, West Brom, they can put up a brick wall against Man City and Liverpool. When it comes to Leeds, that own goal. I mean, what the hell was that all about?
Oh, it's just great. I mean, technically, I know everything going on, it's not, but it is kind of Panto, and there's the Panto villain with the own goal. But yeah, I mean, Big Sam, he likes to give it the big one about, Jurgen Klopp couldn't do what I can do at Anfield.
Oh yeah, tell us about what you were saying on the voice message. Yeah, go for it, Dan.
It just, like I say, they got a great result at Anfield. No taken away from that. But he was saying that, Jurgen Klopp couldn't do what I can do with West Brom here at getting a result like this at Anfield. I mean, hold on a minute. Jurgen Klopp's won the Premier League and the Champions League in the last 2 seasons. I'm not a Liverpool fan. I'm just saying it as it is. And those words kind of come back in your face yesterday, Big. So they've let in 8 goals in 2 home games. They sacked Slaven Bilic when they got a draw at Man City. So I don't know what West Brom are playing with, really. Like, Allardyce has been out of the game for a few years now, and he's going on about getting a circuit breaker with the current situation. But I think it's more like, cripes, I need to sort these guys out, because to let in 8 goals, score none in 2 games against Villa in the derby and Leeds last night. But that's the negative. But the positive aside, Leeds are fantastic. They're definitely, for me, Leeds are my team of Harrison. That's a very interesting differential. It's funny you say about FPL Pen when you mentioned Harrison. I think on one of his streams. And Harrison looks good. Even in that Burnley game, he was getting some good crosses in. And he's obviously scored the opening game of the season against Liverpool. Scored a cracking goal last night, and I just like the way Leeds play. They're just a breath of fresh air. They'll let in 6 goals against United, but they'll smash crap teams like Newcastle. There, I said it. And then crap teams like West Brom. I just like seeing attacking teams that go for it. Rafinha, Bamford getting the points, Dallas getting the points. So fair play to Leeds, but Not looking good for West Brom, mate.
It's looking terrible. I mean, we'll gloss over Southampton, West Ham. Essentially, West Ham on the beach, and Southampton can break him down. Quite simple, really. All I
just frustrating. Balbuena.
Oh, you just can't make it up, can you? Can't make it up. The one player that's been pretty much in the backbone of that West Ham defence this season. The second they get a clean sheet, he's not even in the squad. Same with Safal. Safal being one of the most attacking right backs. Where does he play? Right back or left back, Dan? You're more knowledgeable than me.
I think right back.
I'm
guessing a little bit.
Either way,
we've got experts in the chat.
Yeah, we've got experts in the chat. They'll know more than us. Essentially, a very attacking player, and he doesn't play. It's just laughable. It's just absolutely laughable, and we don't get those points whatsoever. Now, moving on to finally one of our differentials paying off, but it means nothing in the grand scheme of things. Man United 1, Wolves 0. A Fernandes assist from his own half, just booting the ball long, lands at Rashford's feet, does really well to get the ball in the back of the net. 93rd minute, I believe. I watched the opening 15 minutes and thought, this is not grabbing my attention whatsoever. Turned it off. And then I found out this morning it was 1-0. Did you catch the game, Dan? And just before you answer,
yes.
Safal is a right back / right wing back. So there we are.
I've got that. I admit I guessed it. But I did watch bits of the game. It was a boring game. Wolves well organised and everything. Saiss, the danger from set pieces. That's an interesting one. He got the goal against Spurs, and he was a danger last night. Neto, really like the look of Neto, I have to say. Lots of managers have taken note of him. Cracking little player, young player, and he could be definitely one to consider as Wolves build on. Obviously without these established players like Doherty, Jota. Of course, unfortunately, Jimenez, the terrible injury that he suffered against us. So, United got the win. That's all they'll care about, I suppose, really. And Fernandes, I've got, I think most Fernandes, but the thing is, a lot of people watching the stream, they think about their global rank and things like that. I just look at the game in terms of the context of my Kashmir league that I play in, where I'm at, and I don't want to be depressed and look at my actual global rank. I just look at the teams in and around me.
Well, you're
teams
above
haven't
me,
got
then.
Fernandes. Yeah, that's great. But there's nothing much. Mind the gap, but there's not much in it. There's nothing in it. So, some people don't have Fernandes. So that's he got the assist. So in this particular game, you're going to take anything. He's a highly owned player, but yeah, he had a chance as well. But De Gea made some good saves, I have to say. From the chances that Wolves have. So I think the problem is for Wolves, obviously they've got, you'd have to remind me the name of the young striker up front.
Silva.
It's not...
Or
Silva.
Vitya or whatever his name was playing last night as well.
Yeah, there's not really cutting the mustard, and it's been quite, I do love my transfer room. And Diego Costa is now available on a free transfer. He's left Atletico Madrid. Due to family reasons, personal reasons, his contract terminated. So that would be, so he's available. So that would be a very interesting, if Wolves could do that transfer, that could be an excellent signing for them. Then that makes the likes of Neto a more attractive prospect for your team. But of course, it's all conjecture. I don't have any official sources. I'm not one of the Twitter journalists that's in the know. I'm not on ITK. But, Man United, they had a terrible start to the season, now up to second.
Yeah, Bilal saying the United game, we performed poor, but at the end of the day, we got 3 points. Yeah, that's true. Salvin Patterson, Wolves were Manchester United's first spectators since the lockdown, all parked back in the Stratford. And yeah, absolutely, Wolves for me, they just can't score. They're just absolutely hopeless. They're really, really attacking, but they just can't put the ball in the back of the net. Denver making a point here, which I agree with. City have opened their training facilities, so why couldn't they play yesterday? I smell a rat. Well, interesting you say it, because it's a shame with Sheffield United. The panic, the game may not go ahead against Burnley because we got certain players that are tested positive. Well, that's funny because your first team were playing fine and your bench was for the first teams as well. So I smell a rat as well. Sometimes I think it's all a load of nonsense and they're just doing this to get a... what do you think, Dan? Do you reckon there may be a bit of conspiracy theory, Steve-O conspiracy theory, Dan conspiracy theory, Denver conspiracy theory, that actually they're just playing on it to get a rest out of these games?
Yeah, potentially, because a lot of managers have been moaning about fixture congestion particular season. Quite possibly. It kind of gives them a little bit of an advantage in the sense that players are getting rested, but then it's just going to lead to even more fixture congestion. What's already a really busy, crazy season. Hopefully we got the Euros and the Olympics next summer and all these kind of things, and obviously the European to the Champions League. So, I don't know. It's just a head fuck, really. So we will see. But I just hope this Newcastle Liverpool game, is that going to go ahead tonight? Have I missed anything?
Well, I hope not, because I've got Bamford as my vice captain.
Oh wow!
But yeah,
wow.
it should be going ahead tonight. The rumour mill's in full swing that Robertson may not be starting, to be Milner instead. Apparently. Hello, Ray Joyce is here. Dan, say hello to Ray.
Hello, Ray.
And there we are. Ramanathan is saying there's 2 hours until the lineup, so let's just hope so. I mean, the majority of people have captained Salah. Let's get real here. Let's not mess about.
Once again, people in my Kashmir League in and around me haven't got him. I know you've got him, so we'll level out, but got to get rid of those other fools first and then take you out.
Well, I've got Salah captain myself, mate, so...
I know. I'm talking about the course of the season.
Oh,
so
I see,
just
yes.
Got to, every week, just got to keep turning it up a little bit, and then, yeah. I'm sure I'll cock it up. If I can get over 30 points from a captain, Fernandes, and then take him out next game week, I'll find an ingenious way to... You worry.
I mean, my team is up on screen at the moment. I mean, like I said, it's just Salah for me left. The likelihood of Robertson not starting is pretty... I mean, I agree with this young man here, which is... I can't see... Oh, yeah, here we are, Nahal. I don't think Robertson will miss. Milner returning from a hamstring injury. I mean, Simon Bellamy saying I'd find it hilarious if Robertson was a sub. So would I. It's just one of those things, really. Owen Keeling, what to do about the game week with only five games? I've only got like 6 playing players with 1 free transfer. Do I take a minus? Well, just don't worry about it. In fact, these blank flaming game weeks and the blank game week especially does not inspire me whatsoever. I couldn't care less about this blank game week coming up, Dan, if it goes ahead, because there is apparently talk, although it's been pushed back a bit, that potentially there could be an additional break. Do you know much more on this? But apparently they don't think it will be happening.
I don't, but yeah, I mean, that particular, game week 18, the fixtures in it aren't amazing. I keep saying I'm more thinking like game week 19, maybe bench boost in that particular game week and go for that. I mean, for that really. With all this, but I don't have the free hit chip, so a lot of people will have the free hit chip. But at the moment, Steve-O, like it's almost so all speculation. And my new favourite word today, conjecture, as to what will happen. What will happen with it? And I almost get to a point where I care. Sorry, I know I shouldn't say that coming on the stream, but like it's so confusing. I just think, do you know what? Sod it. Go for game week, double game week. Smash it then, really.
There's almost 200 people watching us, Dan. Hit that like button. Let's try and get to 100 likes while we're live on air. Let's try and get to 100 likes. We're only 40 away. Hit that like button right now as we're speaking about blank game week 19 or 18, whatever it's bloody called. Because for me, I just think Sheffield United and Newcastle, shambolic of a game. Wilson and a Newcastle defender. Wolves versus Everton. You may, if you really want to. Do you really think it's going to be high scoring? Not really. Neto maybe. Everton, you've got Calvert-Lewin. Maybe throwing Richarlison. Man City triple up. I get that versus Brighton. Probably do double defence along with an attacker, Kevin De Bruyne. Aston Villa versus Spurs. Well, the majority of us have got at least 1, if not 2 Aston Villa assets. Spurs are absolutely hopeless. Can't score goals, but they can defend. But would you really really put faith in them. And then, of course, your boys, Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. I mean, if people are thinking of tripling up on Arsenal, Dan, what are your 3 tips?
Well, it's interesting you say that. Tierney, I've been really impressed with Tierney the last few weeks. His crossing ability, much talked about when he was Celtic. And even in games that we've lost, as I say, he's been crosses in. He finally got that assist, the penalty against Chelsea, of course, with Reece James. So Tierney would be one. And then the second one, another budget-friendly one, would be Saka. Saka's been our best player this season, gets into the right positions, can get assists, drive and run. When he burst into that first team, it was just all about his crossing ability from the left-hand side. So Kari Saka, second one. And then my third one, trying to fit another option in. Maybe another cheap defender, because striker-wise, you never know what you're going to get from Aubameyang at the moment. So I would probably stay away from that. It'd be too expensive for most people's squads. I'll say Holding. You wouldn't really want to double up on Arsenal, but if you're looking for like another budget-friendly defender, now we seem to have tightened up a little bit at the back. So I mean, you could like I say, you could make the case of Martinelli a little bit as well, because he seems to be, kind of back in favor, but back from injury and automatic selection. So, and Martinelli, Tierney, Saka, maybe Holding.
Maybe Holding. John McEwen is making a very funny, well, I say funny point, it's not funny, it's just a point which I find truly amusing. Is the fact that, is everybody going to be having the same team or close to anyway with a free hit? I'm sorry to say this, but the reality is the answer is yes. It's very, without wanting to go over the same garbage that I keep talking about, I just find that people that are consuming this content now, they're all going to be going over to the next stream that's going to be on, and they're going to be going on to the next fantasy football video that's available. We're all part of this fantasy football community where every single person on Twitter and YouTube seems to have an FPL account. I've never seen so many deadline day streams. Something that we started, which is true. I think that, the majority of people will be having the same, within reason, free hit team. Like I said, let's quickly go over it again for 30 seconds. The majority, if people are advising you to do the free hit in game week 18, it will be quite literally this. As I just mentioned, triple up on Man City, triple up on Arsenal, get double Newcastle, get double Wolves. People have already got Aston Villa and Everton players. Maybe triple up on Aston Villa if you're that confident against Spurs. But the reality is that game is probably going to end 1-1, 1-0 either way, something like that. Aston Villa are no mugs in defence. Spurs are no mugs in defence. Jose Mourinho will settle for a point against Aston Villa. Crystal Palace against Arsenal. Is that really going to be high scoring? Not really. Arsenal can't score. So once again, it's going to be like 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, maybe even... I mean, Crystal Palace, are they a bogey team for you, Dan? Or do you quite comprehensively beat them over the years? What's your thought specifically on that fixture?
Palace have caused us some trouble over the years, particularly at Selhurst Park. I do remember a game when they beat us 3-2 at the Emirates, when Emre was in charge and he rested. We had Jenkinson up against Zaha. It was just so stupid. That's a game that really sticks in the mind as a painful defeat. So, Palace always makes me feel a little bit nervous because you got, like Townsend and, as say, Zaha that we were linked with so strongly a couple of summers ago. So they got a good result against Leicester. That would be a tough game. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a...
Nahal making a point, well, he's speaking to Sai, but it doesn't really matter. And uncertain season, imagine a game week with 3 teams rather than 5. You have your free hit and others. I'm telling you now, I'm holding on to my chips. I honestly am just avoiding this blank game week. I couldn't care. I honestly could not care less about it. My honest thoughts were to get... if I was looking at this, like predicting wise, Sheffield United and Newcastle, 0-0, 1-0 either way. Wolves versus Everton, 0-0, 1-1, 1-0 either way. Man City, Brighton, 2-3-0 to Man City. Aston Villa, Spurs, I've just said 0-0, 1-1, 1-0 either way. Arsenal, Crystal Palace, it's the classic thing again. 1-1, 0-0, 2-1 either way. It's not that enticing. Like, there is nothing about that specific game week for me that I think to myself, oh my God, I'm worried that I haven't got these particular players. The only ones that I'd be worried about not owning, if I'm honest with you, is Man City. That is it. But do you really think I want to use a free hit on that? Rubbish, basically. And then when you look at double game week 19, if, you got to remember this, if these particular fixtures happen, I mean, it's a beautiful double game, a beautiful double game here. If we scroll down a bit, you know, a lot of people will be going for Leeds. So you got West Ham, West Brom as a double up. Well, I've written in my notes, I'd be looking at defensive options only. Maybe Antonio at a push. Leicester, Chelsea. I've got double game week. Who would I be looking at? Well, you're talking the usual suspects: Maddison, Vardy, Chelsea, maybe Giroud, Harvey Barnes, yeah. Leeds, Southampton. Well, a lot of people are going to be tripling up on them, so it's the usual story: Rafinha, Bamford, Dallas, any combination. Maybe throwing Rodrigo, various triple up combination. Man United, again, probably a double up in my opinion. But if you really, really wanted to go for it, Rashford, Fernandes, and Tellez, maybe Maguire, someone like that. But really, attacking wise, that's all you're going to be looking at. And Liverpool have got a double up against Burnley and Man United. Well, we know Man United can cause them problems, and we know that Burnley could potentially, it won't happen, we'll lose that 3 or 4-0. But I'd probably rather use my free hit in that. But once again, it's the classic case of who would you be tripling up, doubling up on? They're not that great, Dan. I don't think for me to be, well, getting excited about, so to speak. Especially now we've had so many postponements. Well, we had what? Two postponements this week. We've still got the initial postponements at the start of the season with Aston Villa, Burnley and the Man City games to be still filtered in. You've got this Carabao Cup now being moved forward, back, whatever it is, which means it's going to put what do you call it? A thing in the works, a spanner in the works. I mean, yeah, without the free hit, Dan. I mean, the reality is that just do a Jason and do like a -20.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, game week 18, those games, there's no game where you think, wow, it's going to be one team's going to get demolished by the other team, you know, and there's going to be an amazing double-digit haul from one particular asset and one particular fixture. Like Sheffield United, Newcastle, that'll be a tight game. Villa, Spurs, that's an evenly matched game as well. When you look at the fixtures like that, there's not, you know, the urgency. Whereas the double game week, like West Ham have got two nice fixtures. Bowen, Antonio. Balbuena probably won't play either game. Cresswell is a player that has been doing well this season. I think he's owned by like percent that. But he's been getting some assists this season. West Ham defensively have improved a lot, and improved as a lot as a team this season. So that could be one to consider. But like you say, with these fixtures that have been postponed this week and from start or near the start of the season, how will they be absorbed into this double game week 19? We don't know. But for me, yeah, you say about do a Jason, do a -20, maybe it will come to that for the double game. It probably will come to that for the double game week because I played my free hit, and at the time it kind of paid off. But let's say that hypothetically speaking, most people get. So let's say I've got a free hit. I think more, for the double game week, whereas the blank game week, I've already got some Villa assets. I've got Martinez, of course. I've got Tottenham players. So I could get, I've got Cancelo. So I've got 5 players already, and then maybe just take like a -8 to get some other players in who I think, like you say, Man City assets predominantly to get in for that particular blank game weeks.
Yeah, I mean, Felix, who's doing really well in our Invitational League, and I mean outstandingly. He's just put in the chat. Felix, I mean, who am I to say this? But He's still thinking it's the usual thing. Free hit in game week 18, bench boost in 19 for me, unless more Blovin happens. Well, I'm sorry, Felix, but I think there's going to be better fixtures down the road to be using your chips, mate. I really do think this. I'm sure your team is set up enough for you to just about navigate around this blank game week without having to worry about certain teams. Like I said, I don't think that blank game week for me inspires any confidence whatsoever. The double game week, by all means, the double game week, maybe, the official double game week that we've got at the moment, take advantage of it, have a laugh with it and everything, maybe even do the free hit. Who was it here saying that, Fernandes has got 2 away games? Absolutely, just smash the captaincy on him. Just stick it on him. Everybody's going to be doing this. But the problem is, though, Felix, is that, we don't know what's going to be happening. We have no idea what's going to be happening with this particular season moving forward. I mean, it's highly, highly, highly unlikely, but the government are coming out with all this tier 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bollocks. I mean, is the season even going to end? Are we going to have the same situation as we did last season? Going to have to cancel it. And then we're going to have to restart across. It won't happen. But this particular game week, like I say, with the two games, where are they going to be put? Where are they going to be fitted into the calendar? I would rather have a double up of, say, Man City, a double game week with Man City and Chelsea, say, than this, and use like a free hit to get in triple up of them three if they're not playing each other, if you know what I mean. Then this blank game week, I think. Do you know what, Dan? I think this blank game week's been overhyped. I think because it's the trend at the moment, everybody's putting out, the best strategies to navigate the blank game weeks. I know that FPL Tips is here. He put up, promoted the other day the thread that he put together. It's a brilliantly put together thing, but I just now look at it and just think it now just doesn't interest me because this blank game week is just so meh.
Yeah, like I say, I mean, I don't think Elite Sports carried on different rules, tier 4, tier 3. Tier 4 is just essentially just a lockdown, really. But Elite Sport carrying on, but maybe it could come to the point whereby there is like a little circuit breaker for like a week or whatever, just to sort of get all this stuff over with and then start the games again, and just more and more congestion, really. And that's good. And that's an interesting point because, players will be getting rotated even more as fixtures pile upon even more, and you're going to have to then realise, right, who am I going to pick that's definitely actually going to play? Well,
I do love what this is great. I absolutely love what Simeon Batchelor is saying here. You can't just have cancelled fixtures. I didn't realise you were a member, Simeon. Nice one. You just can't cancel fixtures every week. It's unrealistic and unfair. The Premier League needs to sort themselves out fast and be more harsh on teams reducing points if they can't fill 11. I agree with you. I think that, like I said, regarding, for instance, the Sheffield United game last night. Oh, we've got several players out with this particular illness. Well, that's funny because your first team 11's out and your bench is full of perfectly good, adequate players to come on. So what's the problem? Oh, I see. You want to rest. Let's get real here. It's the same with possibly today with the Fulham game. The Man City game the other day, like an individual said earlier, oh, what a coincidence, Man City about training today. It's just such bullshit, mate. Bullshit. If anybody knows that reference, Dan, do you know that reference? Bullshit, Mr. Handyman. Do you know that reference? Film reference?
Not a clue.
Anybody in the chat, if you know that reference, just say it in chat. But sorry, Dan, you were saying about everything regarding cancellations and whatnot.
It's just, today is not a great day in this country. Well, it's, with all these announcements about, we've gone into tier 3. And I remember, like tier 4, as I said, it's essentially another lockdown. And one of the things, how we say it to keep our mind off everything, is the football, really. There's about 1 billion things more important than FPL and football at the moment. Let's be real here, as you like to say. But the football does, keep you sort of distracted and keep your mind off things, give you some entertainment to have some kind of relief from it all. And when the games get cancelled, and you'd imagine these protocols would be better in place so that if, with Arsenal, we had Gabriel that had the virus, but we still played the Chelsea game, still played the Brighton game. So I'm just not sure what's going on. I mean, they've got all these protocols in place, players being tested, and it is worrying. But we just have to wait and see what will happen, really. And you almost, the point I was making before, you just, once the fixtures pile up again, as will probably happen, you just need to have players in your team that are dead cert to play, and just keep an eye on all the information on Twitter and everywhere else, or the press conference, and know that certain players are nailed on. When you get to your bigger teams like the Man City and whatnot, who they're going to rotate. But so it's just a crazy season. Like you can't really predict anything.
Salvin Patterson, I had to remove your comment, but I do agree with everything you said regarding, certain teams are like they say that their players have got the older, blovid, but actually they have no impact on the first 11, even the 25-man squad anyway, or whatever it is, the first 15 that are on the bench. FPL tips, it was not the Waterboy, but congratulations to the Blaze JP. It's from Enter the Dragon.
Oh wow! Yeah, classic film.
And what was it here? Hi, James Gabriella, Lax Praven, welcome, pal. Someone also mentioned here, hello, Davey FPL. Blimey, you're overtaking me.
There's a throwback.
Yeah, you're a git, mate. You've come on. Who the hell was it? Someone just made a really interesting point. Oh, it was Bilal, I think. Bilal, where's your? This is why. I've missed it now. It's gone. Someone was making the point about the blank game week, and they've only got 6 players. But is it worth taking a hit? Well, it depends who the hit's for. But if it's to try and get in Man City players, if you can get rid of some garbage, by all means. But if it means, getting rid of Salah for Kevin De Bruyne or something, or whatever, I wouldn't be that interested in doing it, so to speak. They should keep all the teams in a single FPL bubble. Yes, Apple to Geneva. That's very, very good indeed. Ray Joyce saying, is there a chance of a mythical triple game week? Absolutely no chance. Absolutely no chance in hell. Armand Dillon, yep, I'm surprised at that too, but we're a country about making money. Abdul, good afternoon. All about making money, this country is. Press that, I'll answer that question. I used to watch you guys last year. You guys do less streaming this year, very few videos. I don't know where the hell that has come from, because we stream on a very daily basis. However, I'm not gonna beat about the bush here. I personally do more members videos, if I'm honest with you, because you can pretty much say what you want. So in fact, that links me on to that. If you do want to become a member, like I can see right in front of me, Happy Do Geneva, Ray Joyce, and many, many more. $1.99. Just hit that join button and you can see some of the crap that I have to say. But go for it, Dan.
Alright, so if you want extra content, head over to Instagram, follow Elite FPL, because I have been doing videos. You will be able to see, Jason's obviously working really hard on the shed at the moment.
The shed?
The sheds, yes. And you'll be able to see the snow as well, with a video that Jason sent us the other day. So you're going to get to see the behind the scenes of Elite FPL. And I've been doing little reaction videos, so when I get annoyed that Salah blanks against West Brom and Big Sam comes out on top, and just watch the little Instagram lives. So I'm trying to do different things with that platform, because I know most people consume their FPL content, social media, through Twitter. But I want to make more use of it and just do different things that you're going to enjoy. So do check out the Instagram account.
Do you know what?
Of course, keep you posted and updated on when the streams are going to be on, but more about kind of little bits of behind the scenes, little extra content as well.
Yeah, I do appreciate the kind words there, Pratal. I really do. The reality is that me and Jace just do full-time jobs, and there we are. Connor there saying,
Here's my face. I just heard Jason. Did I hear Jason, or am I going mad? I swear I heard Jason. Unless I'm just. I swear I heard him. Is he there? My days.
I'm not muted. I'm not muted, everybody. I somehow turned the volume down. I don't even know how that happened.
How embarrassing.
That's bizarre. How did I don't even know. Do you know what, everybody? I do know how I've done that. But whatever. It's done now. But I don't know why I can't hear Jason, even though I've unmuted him and everything.
Well,
can you hear Jason?
Can everyone hear us? I did briefly then, yeah. I can't hear him now.
No.
I did hear him. I mean, are we going to predict the Newcastle Liverpool game?
Well, I was going to say, yeah, I was going to say exactly that. What do you think on tonight's game if it goes ahead?
Yeah, okay. So, like, as I say, Newcastle really defensive against Man City. They would have seen that West Brom's approach against Liverpool worked, but I think Liverpool are going to be smelling blood, and they need to win this game. We'll put pressure on Man City as well, because obviously Man City had the game postponed last night. So I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool.
Guys, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you now. Why are you muted for? What's going on?
No. Sorry, I just wanted to say I'm really enjoying the stream, but I just posted some pictures in the live stream, screenshots of what I'm up to. If you wanted to show the stream,
Chase, these are just DIY things. We want to see the full shed. I mean, that's the best picture there. Let's bring up that. Let's bring up that picture there. Hopefully this works, Jace, because I was fiddling around with Discord. Oh, there we are. There we are. Bang up straight away. That's the best picture at the bottom. The one with the light, the torch. That is a beautiful job there, mate.
Yeah. It's been a long day. Been doing a lot of it on my own. I had some help earlier on, but the ceiling was a bit hard. I had to get an extra pair of hands to do the ceiling, but yeah, it's coming on really well. And I just wanted to I've been listening to you guys since the start in the shed, and I've just got on 4G. I'm on 4G. I haven't got the Wi-Fi down here. I haven't got the router down here yet. So yeah, I just want to say awesome stream, and I wanted to kind of show you a sneak peek of where I'm at.
Well, like you say, how far is this from genuinely being completed? Because that, to me, is just looking sublime. Is it just the floor that needs doing, or what's the progress so far?
We're looking at pretty much the remaining bits of plasterboard I'm doing on the front end of the shed needs doing. I'm getting an electrician to come over to do an assessment of the power rating that the shed needs, because the distance it's going from the house, actually the power draws needs to be calculated. So I'm going to let him know what I'm going to be operating and have a separate consumer unit for the shed. So essentially making the shed its own isolated power supply, essentially, to off the main consumer unit, and then get the sockets all in. The flooring will go down. I've already ordered the desk that'll be arriving tomorrow. But I would say, to answer your question, probably I want to get it done by the 4th, by the time I get home, but it's most likely going to be the first couple of weeks in January. But sort of mid-January, I'm gonna say is a safe bet. But anyway, any time before is a bonus.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. What are your do you have any thoughts on the postponement of Fulham-Tottenham game?
There was a lot of rumours going around about that. Very disappointing, because it's like myself and a lot of people, we're now facing playing 9, 10, maybe even less players this game week. But obviously there's bigger things than that in the world. But there's another picture I just shared with you there, kind of see a better angle of where I'm working. But yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? You can't really can't get mad about it. It's just 2020, man. The great thing about doing DIY is that you can just forget about everything else. And to be honest with you, it wasn't until I turned on your stream that I realised that it has been postponed. So yeah,
it's been I say it's been crap. I mean, from my point of view, like I said, my differentials, surprise, reminding me of the seasons gone by when I actually felt like, they're actually paying off. No, because they all get cancelled out by, in your specific case, you've got whatever his name is, Walker Peters coming off the bench, and various other people have got it, and then obviously Balbuena doesn't even get into the squad for me.
I'm shocked about that. I don't understand that. I mean, I did get unlucky with Che Adams, obviously subbing off in the 58th minute, and then Dufal coming off injured. But I mean, I think a lot of people are going to have their own stories to tell when it comes to the whole fiasco of the season, and especially in the next few game weeks, there's going to be a lot of. I think that this is the beginning of the disappointment. If you think this is the end of it, then you're very massively mistaken. There's going to be a lot of disappointing game weeks ahead, and I think the trick to it is to have a really solid bench that you can rely on. You mentioned Walker Peters for me. I mean, yes, that's a bonus, but have a playing bench, a bench that at the very least is going to get you 1-2 points, because those 1 or 2 points could end up being big points in game weeks like this. I'm gonna shoot back to doing the work in the shed, Steve-O, and carry on listening to your show. Thank you ever so much.
No, we're going off air in a minute. Cheers, Jace.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Jace, unfortunately, I don't know what I've pressed. I've been pressing stupid buttons all around here, Dan, and everything seems to be going all wrong, all Pete Tong, as they say. Very, very frustrating. What was this young man saying here? Something about Krispy Kreme donuts. I actually bought a cake today, Dan, a giant cake, but I kind of regretted buying it. 12 quid. 12 quid it cost. King's Mark said, I don't know why you're all upset. I gambled this week to getting Kane in my team, so I took a 12-point hit to fund it. Why did you take a 12-point hit, King Mark? I'm sorry, mate, but crazy. I'm afraid we can be upset and we can get annoyed. So MSK saying, hi Steve-O, Dan and chat. Hope everyone is well. Salvin is saying 100 likes to see you eat the whole cake live. I've already eaten half of it anyway, the cake. Dan, I think we're coming to a nice conclusion, to be honest with you here. A nice end to the stream. I'll give you quickly my prediction on Newcastle-Liverpool. I went 2-0, but because Liverpool have got no defence, I'm going to go 2-1 to Liverpool. And people are saying about, you're going to be loving life when Salah gets a hat-trick or whatever. He ain't going to be doing a jack. Actually, no. I said that he wouldn't do anything against West Brom. I was right. I think against Newcastle, I think, Dan, there's a chance he's going to get double-digit haul. Maybe 2 assists, maybe a goal and assist, something like that. What do you think?
I hope so, yeah. Like I say, obviously the majority of captain Salah, but keep referring back to it. Cash Mini League, people in and around me haven't got Salah, haven't captained him, haven't got him, sorry. So, fingers crossed, praying as well. I just want to say, this could be one of the last streams, 2020.
Blimey, you gave me a heart attack then. I'm thinking, what? I'm thinking, what do you mean? You're leaving? What's going on?
No. I just want to say that, thanks to everyone that's obviously tuned in this year, really, and people that have been part of the mods. Really nice to be back on and everything. So obviously you and Jason have done some amazing work growing the channel this year, and to all the people that have supported. And not obviously on a more serious note, just for people to, keep well, stay safe and all that stuff, and try and enjoy the New Year's Eve tomorrow. I know it's not the same for lots of people, but hopefully you've enjoyed this stream and it's taken your mind off things. Thanks for dropping by, and would really like to see you on the Elite FPL Instagram and of course Twitter as well.
Yeah, all at Elite FPL. Just follow us Twitter, Instagram at Elite FPL for fun and games. And like I said, please go retweet that tweet that I said about calling out James Alcott, and I'll put it up on screen again. Go on Elite FPL, go retweet that. I'd find it fantastic if he did come on to talk all things The Office and Extras and a bit of fantasy football for a bit of a laugh. Yeah, cheers everybody for watching myself and Dan talking through what's going on and everything, and stay tuned to when we're going live next. Danny boy, see you later, mate.
See you later, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you all again very soon.
Cheers, guys.